The students, next topic we are going to discuss about the flotation. We know that when we start the topic, that is upthrust, then body can be sink or float. It is affected, so principle of flotation is there. So weight of body acting vertical downward, weight always applying in the downward direction, that is thrust. So through the center of gravity or center of buoyancy of a body, so the force has tendency to sink the body. So the upthrust, the symbol for the upthrust is FB of the liquid acting vertically upward. The force can be acting downward, has the tendency to sink the body downward, but the upthrust has a tendency to for applying the force upward, the liquid acting vertical upward through the center of buoyancy. Always the upthrust can be applied at the center of the buoyancy. The center of gravity is displaced liquid, so the upthrust is equal to in magnitude of the weight. Magnitude is affected of the weight, affect where the effect of the weight can be occur on the of the liquid displaced. So this force has tendency to make the body float. Which force? The upthrust, the upward force. So the in a magnitude, W is equal to volume into density into acceleration due to gravity. So obviously the upthrust is, if the upthrust is maximum when the body is completely immersed inside the liquid, depending upon the whether the maximum thrust is less, equal or greater than the weight, so the body will either sink or float. It depends upon the upthrust. So the two cases are there. When the weight is greater than upthrust, we have discussed in the previous video also. When the weight is greater than upthrust, then what will happen? Weight is more than the upthrust, then the body will sink. The weight of the body is greater than the weight of the displaced, then the body will automatically sink. Underline this one. So then if the weight is equal to, then here the body will sink. Then second case, if the weight is equal to the upthrust, then the body will partially float. The body will partially float. Means half of the body will be inside and half will be outside, as where the its weight becomes equal to the liquid. Then apparent, and one more important thing is, students, the apparent weight of the body is dash, that is 0. This is the board question. Underline this one. The apparent weight of the floating body, when the body is floating, then its apparent weight is dash, that is 0. So the apparent weight of the body will be 0 when weight is equal to upthrust. And third case we are having, when the weight is less than the upthrust, then the weight and then body will be partially above or partially below the surface. Then here the body will float just below the surface. Here will float just below the surface. The body will float. Body will float just below the surface. It will float below the surface, and here the body will partially float. It will partially float. So only that much portion of the body gets submerged, by which the weight of the displaced liquid becomes equal. So the weight of the floating body is equal to the weight of the liquid displaced by its submerged part. So what is the relationship between the volume of submerged part of the floating body and density of the liquid? Relation is very, because numericals we can solve with this relation only. So its relation is small v upon capital V. It is small v upon capital V is equal to density of the liquid to the density of the solid, of the density of the solid body to the density of the liquid. So what is capital V? Capital V is the volume of the body. volume of the body of density S. So this is the volume of the body, and this is the volume of the liquid in which the body is going to displaced. So let us having this relation. So by this relation, floating body with the volume V immersed is equal to weight of the W is equal to volume of body into density of body into acceleration due to gravity. So W is equal to FB, weight is equal to upthrust, then volume of the volume, if the weight is equal to upthrust, then we will having a volume is equal to density of the solid with the acceleration due to gravity is equal to V into density of the liquid into acceleration due to gravity. This G and G cancel for both the cases, so we will having a small v upon capital V is equal to density of the solid to the density of the liquid. So we know that a floating body of a higher density has more volume and volume submerged inside the liquid, hence experience a higher upthrust than the body of a low weight. Students, these all reasonable questions are there, all are reasonable questions, and I know that it mostly 2 or 3 question will come in the ICSE or in the board question in the coming exams. So what are the application? Firstly, the flotation of the iron sink. You know why the iron nail sink in water while the ship also made up of water or made up of sink iron, and but it float. Iron nail sink in water, but while the ship float. Why? You know that because the density of iron is greater. Density of the iron is so why the iron nail sink in water while the ship float. So the because the density of iron is greater than that of water. So the weight of the nail is more than the weight of the water on it. On the other hand, ship is made up of iron, but they do not sink because the ship at the down it is a hollow and empty space in it contains a air which make the volume less. At the bottom of the ship there is a hollow part is there, hollow portion is there, and that hollow portion having a air on which the density, the upthrust will be applied. So the average density is less than that of water, so it float. So even with the small portion of the ship submerged in water. Then a loaded ship, this question is important. Why a loaded ship is submerged more than the unloaded ship is less submerged? When a cargo is loaded by the sailing ship, its weight increases, so it sinks further to displace more water till the weight of the water displays. Loaded ship is submerged more. जो loaded ship होती है वो ज़्यादा डूबती है. Then the unloaded ship is less submerged because loaded ship having a weight. So when it sink into the water, its weight become equal to the upthrust. So then it starts floating. So if cargo is unloaded, then the ship will rise in the water till the weight of the water displaced balance the unloaded ship. Then important question: the ship begins to submerge more as it sails from sea to river water. Sea to river water. Sea water में क्या होता है? नमक. So sea water having is salty and its density is more, and river water is a normal water. So as it sail from the river to sea to sink, so it submerge more. Then we know that in the 7th class also we have discussed about the plimsoll. What are the plimsoll? You know that the outside the ship lines are drawn with the white color. Okay, so white lines are drawn outside the ship. Ship lines, white lines are drawn outside. So as it is a safe limit of the loading ship of the density 10,000 kg meter inverse cube. So ship is not allowed to be loaded further when this plimsoll lines touch the water level. So why? So that the sail in sea water of density more than the water, only the part below plimsoll line remains submerged in water. Then the flotation, it's easier for a man to swim in sea water than in fresh water. Same reason we can write, that is sea water having a salty, so it's the presence of mineral, so density of sea water is more than the density of fresh water. So all the reasonable question, you have to relate every reason with the density of the different liquids or materials. So flotation of submarine, so why the icebergs are danger? Why the icebergs are danger for the ships? So you know that it's 1/10 part, or 1/10 part is on the surface and 1/10 part is totally inside. One part is on the surface and 10 part is inside the water. It is very hard for the driver to judge that whether it is a small ice cube or it is a big ice. So the density of ice and the water is 10 gram centimeter anyway. So huge mass of ice known as iceberg. So it is very dangerous for lighter than water. So float on the major portion is inside the water, only small portion 10% is outside and 90% is inside. So since portion of inside water is depend upon the density of the sea water, then therefore driver of the ship, it is difficult to estimate the size of the iceberg. Having an iceberg is very dangerous for the ship, as it may collide with the ship and cause damage. So and the rising of balloons, so you know that balloon does not rise indefinitely. The balloons can go in a different in a slanting height. Why it goes in a slanting height? The reason is that the decreased density of air decrease with altitude. So therefore the balloon gradually goes up, the weight of the displaced air decrease, it keeps on rising as long as the upthrust on it, the weight, when the upthrust become equal to the stop the rising. You know that from here when we release those balloons with filled with the hydrogen, it goes high and at one level it goes at this position. Why it goes at this position at one level? Because at that level the outside and the inside pressure becomes same. So the rising of balloons is also very easy. Hydrogen is filled with the balloon, the weight of the air liquid and displaced by the inflated balloon, so becomes more, and the weight of the gas filled with the it raises it. So last topic we are going to discuss about the flotation of the ships. Many species of the ships have the organ called swim bladder. It acts like a blast tank. You know that the this altitude submarines, it is also having a blast tank. Why the submarines? How the submarines can go inside and comes on the surface? It has a blast tank. So when they want to go inside, they remove the air from it and fill the water, and so they can go inside the water. And if from the inside submarines want to come to upward, so driver wants to come from the surface, then they release the water from it and fill a air into it. So air applying a upthrust on the submarine, so it comes up on the surface. So students, its example of this chapter are very important. So try to read the chapter and discuss. If you have any doubt, solve the example numericals are very important, and if you have a doubt, then in the comment section you must clarify from me about this topic. So this topic is very important for the your future also and for the coming exams also. Thank you.